Let's bring Doug Flynn on this, certified financial planner, and of course the co-founder Flynn Zito Capital Management joins us multiple times each week to talk about these markets, which today we've been talking a lot about after yesterday, Doug, and wondering whether this can keep going, these record highs for stocks. So let's start there, and then we'll talk about the rest of the day's business news. How about this market?
Sure. Yeah, I've got great news, I've got good news, and I've got bad news. Which one do you want first?
Well, we'll take the bad news first. Let's get it out of the way.
Bad news. Okay. So the top 10 stocks in the S&P are now 35% of the market. It hasn't been that high since the tech bubble of 2000.
Okay.
And so it starts to get concerning. You start looking at next year's economic numbers, and they're bleak. You've got available jobs shrinking. You've got Chapter 11 bankruptcies increasing. You've got credit card and auto loan delinquencies increasing. So that's the backdrop of what you have going on next year. You're going to have some corporate issues, and you have actually banks are lending less. So that's the bad news of what may happen next year.
Right.
So you kind of have to take.
So we're not through. We'll get all excited about something. I guess the point is you're not out of the economic woods or the headwinds that we've been talking about for months. It's just because the market runs up and interest rates are going to start going down. Not everything's solved, right? So we get that.
Exactly.
But yeah, as you said, there's some good and great news out there too. So
correct. So let's go to good. I mean, the good news is, you have the all-time high on the Dow. We hit it yesterday. You cross it again today. You have the S&P, which is a broader index, only about 2% away. Even the NASDAQ, which is up 40% so far this year, is about 9% away from its all-time high. So the backdrop is very good for the market. On Wall Street, we say the trend is your friend, and that has certainly been the case here of late. And the backdrop of that has to do with some of that economic numbers that came out today on retail sales, saying the consumer is in better shape than we even thought they were. And so they're going to continue to spend through the holidays. And that's the good news. Right.
So you look at a little deeper into that number. Retail sales came out this morning. It was better than expected. I think it was supposed to be down a little bit, but it went up a little bit and beat expectations in November. What was the takeaway, though, big picture from that number? What did it tell us about where the American consumer is right now?
It's telling you that the consumer spending remains strong. And so you keep thinking that one of the things that may get you into a recession is if consumers don't spend and they have less money, and so they have to start cutting back. Now, I can use some indices like my Christmas card index at my house. I think I have 6 Christmas cards. In the past, we've gotten 20. So I don't know what's going on. People are cutting back somewhere, I guess.
That could also be a personal thing, Doug. I don't want to say it.
It could be.
You never know.
Be personal.
You don't want to read into it. Not everything's an economic indicator. I'm not saying. I hope you got ours this year, by the way. By the way, speaking of things people do around Christmas, this is actually our last story anyway that we wanted to cover, the business headlines. Tipping. Around the holidays, you're always tipping, or you should be, by the way, tipping various people in your lives that are helping out. And we have this number that's come out about the tipping backlash beginning. The quote here of the 2,413 U.S. adults surveyed by financial services company Bankrate, 15% said they plan to leave more generous tips for workers, including housekeepers, childcare workers, landscapers, and mail carriers this year. About 13% said they plan to leave less. So that's your final point, the state of tipping in the United States.
Yeah, I think on holiday tipping, that's kind of moved a little bit, but I think people are still strong there. I think where the backlash is coming from is where everywhere you go and everything now somebody wants a tip.
Right.
You may have seen that meme where there's a cop giving somebody a speeding ticket, and when they hand the ticket over, it has a thing where they could pick which tip they want to leave for the police officer. So it's prevalent. No matter where you go, they spin that thing around and want you to tip. And I think people they've kind of had enough. So people are hitting no tip a lot. And so tipping overall is down. And I think that has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, those digital machines that we all get, they always spin it around for you, and then they stare at you to be like, I hope you're hitting 20%, maybe even 25. But you said more people are hitting no tip, which might explain why Doug's not getting as many Christmas cards this year, because he's hitting no tip too much. So see how we brought that all together?